Welcome to another episode of the Powerful Eyes podcast. Today we've got none other than George Hillyard, pro boxer, bare-knuckle legend.
Across the ring, his opponent stands in the red corner, also representing London with a one-fight undefeated BKB record, George Hillyard!
That lovely straight left.
Jab, yeah, beautiful jab from Brian to start with. And he's not sure to cut. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lovely uppercuts from both men here. Movements, his footwork. He switches to the body.
He's been well schooled.
See how he went.
Oh, the body. Oh, and a good shot. That's better.
George, commiserations. How are we feeling?
I'm done with this now. It's bullshit.
How are you, mate? You good?
I'm very well, thank you.
On the back of, Christ, what did you fight a couple of weeks ago? Very controversial.
Controversial.
For me, one of the worst. I mean, and there's been a lot of bad decisions in boxing. We know it's corrupt, but that hurt me to watch it, mate.
Oh,
You must be sick.
I don't even know where to start. It was a terrible decision. And, well, you could see after they interviewed him, they wanted to interview me. And then they were going behind the scenes. They were going, get him off stage, and yeah, I quickly got scarpered off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
they didn't want to listen to me.
Yeah,
'Cause
too much.
I was gonna kick off.
Yeah, too much of it in the sport.
Yeah.
Let's go back from the beginning anyway, because I want to get your story out complete from the beginning.
Yeah.
So take us back to the early days.
God, the early days. Obviously, I was a footballer first of all. So that's West Ham, Leighton Orient, Southend, and
Was you from East London?
I'm originally from Canning Town,
Right.
and so Canning Town boy. I lived Throwstone away from West Ham Football Stadium. We lived in the block of flats there, and then my old man bought an house in Stratford, and then we moved from Stratford. We moved to Nazing, and
As we were saying just now, we'd like to go back and buy up a bit more Stratford, wouldn't you?
God,
Change a bit around there.
Changed very much. But, trying to buy a house there now.
I think it was the Olympics when they threw a lot of money at the Olympics, and then you just watched it rocket around there.
It went sky high.
Yeah,
Everyone made a bit of money, so my dad was rubbing his hands.
yeah, I bet. Yeah.
It started off. Then I was down Dobbsweir Caravan Park. You may have seen this in other interviews. I was, if I'm totally honest with you, I can't remember what I did, but this elderly man, which turns out to be, do you remember Zamo out of Grange Hill?
Yeah.
His dad, Roy McDonald.
Well, okay.
And he'd done something to me, and apparently I shaped up, and so he went, "Are you boxing?" And I was like, "What's that?" I was 10 years of age, 1994. And he went, "You don't know what boxing is, and you just done that move." I was like, "What is it?" He went, "I want to see your mum and dad." So he's walking to me parents' caravan, and my dad's come out, and in a nice way, my dad went, "Oh, what's he done now?" Thinking I've done something wrong. And he went, "He's just done a move on me that only boxers do." And my dad had a little giggle to himself. He went, mate, he's obsessed with a ball. And that was on a Saturday in the 6 weeks holidays. And on the Monday, I'm in Lion Boys Amateur Boxing Club in Hoxton. And it was like, I said, I'm not a drug taker, so I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was like a drug addict.
Really?
Yeah, I just took to it and I loved it. And it come like a...
Was you still playing football at the same time?
Yeah, and then obviously Barry Earns owned Leighton Orient at the time as well, and so getting offered contracts and to play for teams. And I said to Barry, I went like about coming to watch me fight, and he sponsored Lion Boys, one of my fights at Lion Boys. So then I transferred from Lion Boys to St Pancras. I trained with Roy Callahan then, who was a trainer at Lion Boys, but he went to St Pancras Cronk. So we went over with him, and he went, "Well, I'll get you with Barry." So they put me on the Nicky Cook show and Jesse Harding.
Yeah.
So Matchroom, Barry Earns and Jesse Harding show. at Goresbrook Leisure Centre on the 16th of June 2005, live on Sky Sports.
Oh, really?
And that's when I was 6 seconds off of breaking Mike Tyson's record.
How old was you then?
21. And I thought I had the massive set of balls between my legs.
How did you feel? I mean, obviously you had a half-decent amateur career as well.
Yeah, I was 40, 49 and 39 wins, represent my country, and I travelled, it was good.
You enjoyed the amateurs?
I did, but towards the end, they didn't like the pro side of me, and they didn't like me training with the pros, so I won't, a lot of, like, my 10 losses, I'll probably say I lost 3 of them. They didn't like the controversial bit, as just like today.
Yeah. Well, say no more. Say no more. I mean, there's a lot of people don't realise how corrupt the boxing world is, and we've all been around it for many years.
Totally.
It's a corrupt sport.
Yeah.
There's
totally.
so many. You watch some of these shows go out, you could predict who's going to win.
Yeah. When I say corrupt, I don't mean it's corrupting when that who's going to win, because fights of today are now more and more coming 50-50. Because that's because of the public demand. Because people ain't going to pay for it. Sorry to swear, shit no more.
Swearing sweet on it.
Yeah, right. So, they ain't going to pay for pony. They want. If I'm going to pay proper money to watch you fight, I want to see a fight, and rightly so. So you don't. But it's the decisions.
I still think to beat, I don't know, Johnny Fisher at the Copper Box, it's going to have to do more than 51% to win that fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
totally,
like, you've got the home advantage.
Totally.
Massive ticket seller. Like, they're not going to want to give that away easily, are they?
Yeah. Well, Barry Earns even said to me, when the only thing he regrets about, and you'll see this in my documentary, that the only thing about when he signed me was, because I was a big puncher and I was just knocking people out, and George, you fight anyone. I want one of these, like, no, I don't want to fight him.
Trying to pick and choose.
Yeah, because he's 6'4" and I'm only 5'9", you were like, yeah, I'll take it. And the worst bit that happened was when I ended up knocking one of them out, even though I was losing. I should have just thought I should have guided you in a different little route and said, like, no, let's go down this route. But you would like, we'll take that person who's 11-1, 6'4". I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean, and then like getting beat on points by someone and that I should quite have wiped the floor with.
Yeah. I mean, the trouble is, again, 11-1 is that 11 nurtured fights.
Exactly.
You know, like you don't know. You see these records out there now. You can't really take them serious.
Nah. And if we're honest, mate, records are for DJs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you look at mainly, especially Americans, because they get a lot of like the Mexicans that have like build your record
Silly
up.
money, yeah.
They get paid so much money out there, and they're getting records of like, you look at him and think, God, he's 40-0, and then you look at your record and you thought, fucking hell, my nan could have beat them in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, but they build them up, get them these big paydays, and then they get beat and then they retire. Do you know what I mean? But they've made money.
Made their money, yeah.
So, and rightly so. But
yeah, listen, it is a business.
Exactly that.
As much as it is a sport, it is a business. Same as same as football and anything else. In football, we all sort of, why didn't he spend? He's got to buy another 2 players. It's only 200 million. Like, like money comes first in anything, because without the money, obviously it comes to a halt anyway, doesn't it? But
money's spoiling. This may sound silly, but money is spoiling sport at the moment.
Are you talking about Saudi, or are you talking about
Saudi, or just
the
sport?
Middle Eastern money seems to be Man City.
It's crazy.
I mean, they're getting away with murder because of money.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think of the boxing in Saudi?
Do
you think that's pro, or?
It's great because it's bringing a different platform to the sport. But if Anthony Joshua fights Tyson and they have it in Saudi, it's a disgrace.
But is that more of a disgrace than never having it at all? Because that's the trouble. These boys are so sort of protective of their records. I say this all the time. we've spent 15 years, what ifs?
Yeah.
Who wins out of him versus him? And we never get to find out. Now, Saudi pumping so much money in, all of a sudden we're getting to know whether Parker beats.
Right, well, talking about if Saudi are going to pump the money, why can't they pump the money in being at Tottenham Football Stadium, being at Wembley? You know what I mean? Because
it's not what they're putting. They're putting the money in because they want eyes on Saudi. It's all part of Vision 2030, where they want to turn Saudi into a holiday destination. So, 5 years ago, if I said to Saudi Arabia, you'd look at me and laugh.
No, you couldn't.
You wouldn't even think about it.
I've been there, and we were under strict rules that I'm a man. I couldn't even have my legs out.
Yeah.
So it was like, how's it going to be for other English or Eastern Europeans or even Americans going over there, and because it's baking hot out there, putting a pair of shorts on, you have to wear 3/4 lengths, and a lot of people ain't going to be doing that. You know what I mean? So,
no. But they'll change their westernising because they want the money.
Yeah, of course.
They want our. They'll adapt to our culture or limitations of our culture.
Oil's running out.
But that's what they're worried about, isn't it? You know, as soon as the oil goes, they've got nothing. Whereas if they create, what they're doing now, people are going to be going there anyway. It'll become the next Dubai, won't it?
Totally.
So I'm sure if they went, George, we've got good news, mate. We've got a big fight in Saudi. Yeah, this is the paycheck. I think we'd all be over there. Yeah.
Oh, listen, mate. Listen. Even if they said it was in my nan's backyard or in a telephone box down the road, I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as I'm getting paid and I'm doing something that I love. By the way, I'm not. I know people say, "Oh, George, you're up to 40 now. Like, about time you should retire." And I'm like, listen, I've got a couple of years left in me. I'm not silly. I mean, as I said, it might even be my next fight. I might go, do you know what? I'm done now. I'm not.
But you still feel like you've got more in you at this moment in time, so carry on.
Totally. And proved that in my last fight.
All day long, yeah.
I mean, I'm fighting the younger men and schooling them still. I mean, but obviously, younger men sell more tickets than older men.
Well,
do you know what I mean? And that's putting bums on seats.
Yeah.
So
that's my view on it. I think it's very hard to give the decision to someone who's or to give the loss to someone who's sold 10 times more tickets than you.
Totally.
Because it is business.
It's business, yeah.
But it is killing the game.
It is killing the game.
Take us back to let's say you had this first fight, and your first pro fight.
Yeah, first pro fight. Gosbrook Leisure Centre, 16th of June 2005. 6 seconds off of breaking Mike Tyson's record. It was mad.
What's the lead up like that? What? You're 16 years old.
No, I was 21 then.
Sorry, you're 21.
Yeah, 21. It was because I wanted to turn pro at 19, and then my manager at the time, Roy, he said, "You're strong and you're good, but you just haven't got the man strength yet." Sorry, and he went, "Let's leave it a couple more years." And good job he did. Because then at 21, I grew into this man. I become unbelievably strong.
I think you do see people turn over too early.
Yeah, and I was like, and then my next fight, they took me in Gosbrook, in Kilcardy in Scotland, live on Sky Sports again, Matchroom show. Then I blew him out the Irish fella, blew him out in 1 minute 13 seconds. So then they started calling me the postman. Georgie only goes around, like Georgie only goes around, and then they put me in, right, we're gonna have to get they put me in with Ernie Smith, and I thought he's had 312 fights. I don't hear him. He's a journeyman.
Yeah.
But I went, don't worry, I'll be the first to knock him clean out. And live on Sky Sports again at your call, and he run at me, and I hit him with the biggest right hand. I'm not joking. If it weren't on his head and shoulders, it would have ended up in Rose Head. And he turned
top tier at your call.
And then he turned around to me. He went, "Good shot, son." And I was like,
in trouble here.
I've just hit him with my best shot, and the whole way his face was a mess. And the whole time he was just talking to me, but I was putting holes in him. And I thought, you know what, just to give the crab the crab a love in it. So I kissed him on the cheek, and then the referee went, bam, tempted by it. I was like, what? And then they went, bam, and then tempted by it and give it the fight to Ernie Smith.
No.
And your call nearly kicked off. I mean, all my people they're pulling chairs off at the top tier bit, pulling the chairs off. It was then we got to Matchroom Head Sport in Brentwood, like Barry Earn's office, and he was like, "Listen, we can't be having that, mate. You got to tell the fans we can't be having that." And I was just sitting there like, "What is actually going on here?" It was mad. I mean, on the 16th of June, on the 18th, I'm signing a £15 million contract. Same contract as Chris Eubank Senior.
Talk us through this contract.
It was mad.
How did it come about? What did he say?
Well, obviously, I boxed on his show. He went, right, I want you. That was on the 16th. That was on a Thursday night, and he went, right, I want you on in the office on Monday morning at 9 o'clock. You and your trainer, and so we went there, and he just went, right, here's the same contract as Chris Eubank Senior. He went, give you X, Y, Z every month.
What was this? Was this on the back of the loss?
No. This was on the back of the first win.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was on the first win. Then
what? So this is on the first after your first pro fight.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So after the first pro fight, he got me in the office on the Monday. The fight was on the Friday. So he got me on the Monday, and he gave me this we did. Like, as I said, we all thought we had a massive set of bollocks on us, and when you find out you ain't, fucking hurts. And so,
what happened with the contract? What he lays it down. How did the numbers come about?
So every fight, the money. So, like,
is that 15 mil over 10 years? Or
it was over 5 years.
Over
5 years, and so you get XYZ for the first 5 fights. Then the next fights you get XYZ, but you see this in the documentary. Like I can't say a lot of things because I can get done for slander. Because I signed a contract. Well, I thought it was a contract to fight, and I signed money away. Like,
in which way?
Well, I loved this man like he was my own dad.
Who are we talking about?
He was my manager and trainer.
Right.
I won't say names. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's and everyone knows who he is. But and everyone was telling me it was happening. And it was my own dad when my dad said, "George, there's 54 grand missing out of this account." I was like, no, Dad, there's no money missing out of that account. I went, this man's got it. And he went, "No, listen here, son. He's gone." I went, "No." I went, "Don't accuse him." I went, "Because he's been more of a dad to me than what you have." But I didn't mean it in that way. I meant it in because from the age of 13, I spent every day with him.
Yeah.
Like, and in a way, it's like he was grooming me, if that makes sense.
How did he got access to the account?
So, when we moved into our first apartment, me and the mother of my two eldest, it was like a jealousy thing. Oh, you're spunking your money. We were doing all the house up. Got my mates in to be plastered the whole house. We had it done up to the nines. It was lovely. And then he accused me of spunking my money. So, and Harry kept me sweet. And he never. So I said, I need 4 grand this week. Bam, it was there. Didn't bat an eyelid. Bam, it was there. Every time I asked for something, it was always there. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture when my dad, my family were. As I said, I genuinely thought it was never going to end. I was young, I was naive. And as I said, I loved this man. If he said your jumper T-shirt was yellow, I would have believed him.
Yeah.
I loved him like a dad. And
it is an element of grooming.
It is, yeah. Well, now I'm older now. I'm old enough to realise a lot of things where before, not that I didn't realise it, is I was in denial because I didn't want to accept it. And
how much money had actually been sort of taken from that account? I mean, obviously it hadn't all gone in. Like how much money out of 15 mil? How much money had you actually been paid?
From sponsorships, it was
roughly
probably roughly around about 200,000.
About 200k. And you probably had what? How much you reckon you'd had out?
50. Yeah.
What's this, over a year?
Not even a year. Over a year.
Yeah.
But some of it is, I feel so embarrassed talking about it.
But you're young. Listen, you're young.
No, I know I was young, but and I was gutted. the way I treated my dad, because my dad was telling me, and I always wanted to be, because my dad, I left school at a young age, and my dad went, right, you come to work with me now, and you're going to pay wages. Like, I'm giving you wages, but you got to pay your mum. I had to learn I wasn't getting away with nothing. So I was going to work, and I was only 13 years of age, I was only 500 quid a week. And he's like, right, 100 quid to your mum. I was like, what?
That's what I always had to do. One day's money to back to the house.
Yeah, it was.
And it seems criminal, but it's not, because you're paying your way, you know?
No, rightly so. But, and then my mum going, right, yeah, it's 50 quid back. Yeah, so my mum used to give me a little bit of...
That's one thing, a lot of parents do, they sort of save it away, and all of a sudden you get it given back in a lump.
Yeah.
It's that when you're waiting for it and realise it's not there, it's not coming back, it's like...
Yeah, it was, yeah. But yeah, I just wish I listened to my dad a bit more. I mean, they're my parents.
So at this moment in time, right, you find out that there's best part of 150k gone out of your account. What happens then? What's the next phone call?
So I've got a meeting. Me, CJ, I can say CJ's name. CJ was one of my coaches, and he's Derek Chisora. He changes all the body, like, fantastic man. And so him, because he was the right hand man for at St Pancras at the time, and Cronk. And he so we sat there, was like, and I just said to him, I went, where was your loyalty to me? Like, when people were telling me to leave you, where's your loyalty? And I'm saying, no, I'm sticking by him. Like, my loyalty, I'm proper loyal. Right? I ain't half. I'm all in, or I'm not in.
Yeah.
So he went, listen here, son. If you want loyalty, go and buy yourself a fucking dog. Yeah.
Harsh,
mate. Just.
What was his cut meant to be? 25.
Well, so he'd be 10% trainer, 25% manager. So he's saying 35%.
Yeah. Which is that's fair.
No, well, listen.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. If you're taking 75%,
God, mate, yeah.
taking the piss.
And sticking a dildo up my arse at the same time.
Literally, yeah.
I was probably getting shafted.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time, I was enjoying myself.
Not with a dildo.
No, unfortunately, I was. You know what I mean? Without knowing I was taking it. Do you know what I mean? But it was hard. Then obviously the mother of my 2-year-old, like
You cut ties with him at this stage.
Yeah, yeah, mate. And this may sound weird, but you know when, like, I still kind of. You kind of love and miss someone. Like, it's weird.
What's it? Stockholm syndrome, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it to you.
Yeah, because you've been around that person so long and they've done so much.
Years, yeah. I was with him from a boy.
Yeah.
And it is.
It hurts. I think when it's that close to you as well. When it's someone who you've looked up to, and you know, you've put your entire life in their hands. Yeah. It hurts when they do you over like that.
Totally.
You know.
And then when you straight away, because we was on TV, and then I went from because Matchroom Sport now, they don't want to get involved in it.
What fight? How many fights did you have when you found this out? 3?
It was it was 5. I think I had 5 or 6 of them. So then obviously I ended up going with Tony Sims, and Tony Sims was like, listen, come over with me at NEC Sports and ITV. So I went with Tony Sims, and he was fantastic. But he was helping me out so much that in my head, he put so much money my way, Tony. Not fighting, I meant sponsorship, getting his mates to sponsor me.
Yeah, looking after you.
Proper.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, he must be having me over.
Because now you think everyone's having you over.
I was thinking everyone was having me over. So now I go, I can't come in training today, mate. Like, I was messing him about.
What happened with Matchroom's contract? Because obviously it weren't Matchroom who actually fucked you over.
No, it weren't Match. No, so because I went with Tony Sims, and he was with Hennessy Sports. Obviously, Darren Barker. He had all the. We was called the Fabulous 7 then. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I was like, no, I'm just gonna. And then Barry has been. Eddie's a bit of a prick. He loves himself a bit too much. But Barry's been like, I can call Barry now. He's the nuts. Eddie, I call him. Be like, oh, George, right, just in a meeting, mate. I'll call you back. He ain't in no meeting. He's probably toddling himself off. You know what I mean? So.
No, he's done well though. I've got a lot of respect for what them two have done.
Mate, he's
like,
done what he's done for the sport. It's fantastic.
Well, he didn't do too well the other night, did he?
No. I mean, right. Listen, when it comes to matchmaking, one thing you can't knock is Frank Warren for his matchmaking.
I feel like he had a second wind. I feel like he
totally.
I feel like he died off.
Yeah.
Now he's come back.
No, but it's when we're not calling us old, but we're on the back end of that. Where the youngsters are coming through now, it's all about like Eddie. He's got in with the youngsters where their social media know how to roll.
Big time.
So it's do you get where I'm coming
It's a
from?
brand, isn't it?
It's exactly. Yeah. So, and that's why Barry give it to Eddie to let him run with it. Not just boxing.
The whole campaign.
The whole campaign.
Yeah.
Darts, snooker, 10-pin bowling. That's what people look down. There's that 10-pin bowling in America.
Yeah.
Like the whole concept of it all. Bring
Yeah,
the
like
young
snooker. Like, go back to what he done for snooker. You wouldn't dream of televising snooker, would you?
Exactly.
But they see it.
It's exactly that, and they bring in the younger audience, and that's where like if I want to sell, like when I turned pro, first of all, mate, I was like Johnny Fisher now. Thousands of tickets, sold it out, not a problem. But now all my mates and everyone, they're all getting older, they're all settling down.
Got kids, got other bills.
Yeah.
So when you're 22, you're trying to sell tickets.
Yeah, mate.
All your mates, so they're going to go out.
At 22 years old, all you got to worry about exactly. All you got to worry about is wiping your own arse.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about bills and kids.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, me just missing out on the Olympics, and it was hard then. So I just thought, what have I got left in? And I got disqualified in the ABAs, and I was winning it, and then the person, because my opponent I was boxing, he got a bye, so the person that I boxed in the previous round, he went into the finals. John Wayne Hibbett, he's WBC champion, and then and he went on and won the. So it was and I thought, sod this, I'm going to turn pro. So I'm ready now. I'm ready to turn pro. And that's when it all. So I didn't want to play football for Barry at Orient because I had Leighton Orient at the time. And
Did you play some football?
Oh yeah, everyone was calling me the next Roy Keane. I mean, and it was I was a good player.
What age did you give the football up?
Altogether, I give it up at 19. Yeah. And I said, no, I'm going to box. I just want to box here. That's when we got sponsorships through Kronk.
Yeah.
All the American boys like Emmanuel Stewart, Lennox Lewis, they were all sponsoring me. And it was just because everyone was going, look, it's going to be the next. When Emmanuel Stewart come over and went, like, you're a diamond in the rough. That's what he called me.
I get that.
And then diamond in the rough, and then we had Butterbean. I don't know if you remember Butterbean.
I love Butterbean.
Yeah, we had Butterbean training at the gym, and we was all sitting there, and he went, Butterbean went to me, man, poor little man. He went, God, you can punch. He went, you good looking.
He was a legend.
Yeah, he was, mate. Do you know what? For a big man, God, could he move?
Yeah.
People think because he was like quite big,
he was still nimble, fast.
Could he punch? Some of the stuff we see in the sparring, wow.
Yeah.
Ironed out some big men, like proper.
But he was a lump, wasn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair.
Like him and his wife, like what lovely people.
I bet.
Like, and if you spoke to him after, like when you speak to him after, you would never say he was a fighter.
Yeah.
Like he didn't come across as, oh yeah, look at me. He weren't nothing. Yeah, but like don't get wrong, 99% of boxers are like that. You get the odd.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, so we have to mix that up.
Yeah.
You get the odd.
Any sportsman, I think they're all the same,
totally,
aren't they? There's an element of ones that are, I suppose, anyone in general. You know, you get you give young people big pay packets. It can go one or two ways.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's the thing, money, and like yourself. If you're 21 and all of a sudden the money, I remember you've gone from having pretty much no money
to having everything,
to having loads of money.
Yeah. and then back to having nothing. It was hard, mate. It was hard. Like.
But why did you leave the contract? That's what I don't get. Like why? Because if you've got that contract there that's obviously signed.
I remember. This is the thing, right? The contract with Barry. Barry went to me, put his hand like that, he went, shake my hand. He went, that's my contract. He went, if you fuck this up, all right? He went, I won't work with you again. I could never ever knock him. Everything that he ever said. But my only problem was the person that I was with, I was putting money his way, thinking it was getting looked after.
Yeah.
As I said, I was getting that secret dildo shoved up my ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he's taking the mick at you. I mean, but listen, it's not the first time it's happened in boxing.
Oh,
how many times have we seen this?
It's happening every single day.
Don King syndrome, isn't it?
It's happening every single day, and majority of people, a bit like myself, like it's took me a hell of a long time to talk about this. First of all, as well, because I could get done for slander because I signed a contract, so I can't say certain things because I'll get my ass ripped to bits.
What contract have you signed? What the contract?
The contract, yeah.
But if it's the contract with Matchroom,
no, it weren't with Matchroom. It was the contract between me and my manager and trainer.
Right, okay.
And it was just when I took it to a solicitor, he's like, "Did you sign this?" I went, "Yeah, I did." And he put there, he went, "For fuck's sake, what have you done?"
So had he legally, what he'd done was actually legal, but he got you to sign your life away.
Yeah, and do you know what? I genuinely thought it was. He went, "George, if you don't sign this, boy," he went, like our relationship was. Oh, I thought it was the boss.
You trusted him, yeah.
Oh mate, I trusted him more than anyone.
But all of a sudden, it's Sony Records and George Michael.
Yeah,
and
it was money was coming, sponsorship deals were growing out of our ears, and
all money going to him, and he's taking what he must have been taking 75%.
Do you know what? I genuinely and it weren't until Matchroom when I left, and then Matchroom was with Tony Sims, and was boxing at York Hall, and then Barry Jones paid me, and I stood there thinking, was that actually how much money I was meant to be getting? And Tony went, What you want? Like, and then I felt silly because I was like, he thought I was questioning him, thinking that there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
And there weren't. I just noticed that I've been getting shafted. You know what I mean? Because Tony treated me like an absolute diamond, and I fucked him about in the end because I thought he was having me over.
Yeah.
But he weren't. In my head, I was.
In your head, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was like...
What sort of money was you getting for a fight back then?
25, maybe 30. My biggest one was 40.
Big money.
That was huge money. 19, 21-year-old, yeah. And fighting 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Mate, it's footballers' wages then. It's crazy. And I lent... You just lend money out, didn't you? You just think it's never going to end. I mean, yeah, but I know you have. I mean, you lend your mates, can't pay me rent this month. Don't worry about it. It is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah. And I would always have my mates back. Because I always thought they'd have my back.
Listen, you find out who your mates are. Yeah, when there's money involved, you find out who your mates are.
I can count them on 3 fingers.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 fingers is literally...
I thought you meant you've only got 3 fingers from me. I just had to check.
Yeah, no, it's been a mad journey, man. That's why I get the documentary out, the autobiography out, and you know, it's all interesting, mate.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of layers. You're like a little onion, and you've got so many different layers of what you've been through.
Yeah.
How then have you sort of eyed up the bare-knuckle stuff and got into this?
Well, I was speaking to a good friend of ours, Paul Hills, and obviously there weren't no, like, everyone's on it now.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying
it's grown and grown.
No, but I'm not saying it's because I've gone onto it. But no one. It was Paul Hills. He just said, "Come on, come over to it, mate." And I was like, "Do you know what?" I went, "Fucking brutal." Like, it is.
Yeah.
And it don't matter in professional glove boxing. You're good, right? And you get found. But in bare knuckle, it don't matter if you're good, because it's bare knuckle. You get ripped to bits. Like when I box a UFC fighter, he's no disrespect, nowhere near my league, but cutting that weight and then getting caught with that shot.
I think that's the thing with the bare knuckle. If you're a very elusive fighter and you don't get hit, great.
Yeah.
2 or 3 shots, your face is opened up.
Mate, and majority of the fights there get stopped. That's why that.
Yeah, big time.
This is mad as it sounds. It's so much safer than professional boxing with gloves.
Because you've not got 12 rounds of impact.
You either get cut or you get knocked clean out.
Yeah.
And they don't care how good you are.
Yeah, I mean, they say that with the UFC as well, don't they? They say it's a safer environment, even though it looks brutal.
And it's so much better for the crowd as well, because you come there and
it's fast.
You're getting action from the first bell. As soon as it goes, it's action.
Yeah, well, you can't tip tap, can you? It's like you're in and you're swinging, and you know also, I think you know one punch can end it.
I mean, and I've got like my last fight, I ended up breaking both hands and like getting airline fractures in them in the first round. My hands after the fight, they look like.
But boxing gloves were originally designed to protect the hands, weren't they? That was what it's all about.
Exactly,
like.
Exactly that, yeah.
Okay.
So, it was, but listen, it's exciting, mate. And I know, like, and since I've come over, like, and now all the other boxers are going, I'm not, I have to watch what I say, but my phone didn't stop. And when I said what I was getting, worse thing, I was a bit foolish then, because then all of a sudden everyone went, bam.
Does it pay well?
Yeah.
What sort, if you don't mind me asking, what sort of money?
You can listen. Some boxers are getting 20, like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 grand upwards, and it's all different. Everyone's on different wages, but it's all about and then you get looked after on the tickets as well. So where before promoters only care about, and you get paid out of how many tickets can you sell. You know what I mean?
Tough game for a fighter. A ticket
brutal.
selling fighter. They've the time where they need to be training and concentrating on getting their head into the fight. They're running around trying to do the last tickets. It's not a good way of working at all, is it?
That's why I liked America. You ain't got to worry about selling tickets.
But I suppose you've got so much more visual. You've so many more people over there to watch on TV.
Right. Well, even the venues. Like, you put a show on, as soon as this is no joke, like when we lived in Vegas with the Mayweathers, it opened my eyes to everything. It was crazy. And I was like, why can't this be like this in the UK? Like, they're so positive out there in a good way. Like, and like, you're not saying everyone's getting ripped off, because they are out there, right? But everyone's like, you're getting looked after on every platform.
In which way? How do you mean?
So, like, you ain't got to worry about selling tickets out there. Like, they sell itself.
As soon as it's on, it's gone, sort of thing.
Everyone loves the fights out there. Like,
again, I think there's so much. There's so many people.
Even down to wrestling. It's mad. As soon as a sport event is on in Vegas, or in America, it's sold.
The Saudi boys have bought the wrestling as well now, haven't they?
Yes.
It's like $7 billion.
Oh, mate, it's
crazy.
When I was there, obviously we were with the Mayweathers and walking down the strip, and then you see the Saudi boys coming out.
Different level.
Oh, mate.
Different level.
Wow. Money.
It's entourage. I mean, Mayweather's ain't got the smallest entourage, is he?
He has like 60 men around him, and I thought that was an entourage.
Yeah.
And then the Saudi boys, wow.
How did Mayweather come apart? How did this come across? Like,
I've been friends with Jeff. And every year, like, we're always talking over social media, and he'd be like, "When you coming out to see me?" I'm like, "Jeff, don't worry, mate. I'm coming soon." Then obviously I got invited by. You've probably seen the film on Netflix called Bitcond.
I've not actually seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, so I was halfly a part of it. Not me personally. It was in people were investing in me through that.
Oh, really? Talk me through that. How's that work?
So I can say his name now because he's dead. Christopher James Pomfret. He was one of the men.
Like the founders.
Yeah, like there was. So he was getting people to invest in me through this lady that we all knew, and she was getting. I have to be careful what I say, so I'm just. Yeah, so and you'll see this in my documentary anyway. So, but she was. Yeah, we got people invested in us, so we had nearly 1,000 people.
So people are putting cash in, but it's
into this thing, and they were earning money out of it. They were, yeah, it was into crypto, into Bitcoin, and city money, like 15, 16, 20 grand a month.
So what are you pushing? Are you pushing the Bitcoin and taking a rake? Is that how it's
no?
working?
I weren't doing nothing. What
so where was the money coming to you, if you know what I mean?
Obviously, my name was. We're going to invest in George. So when I fight, and then obviously they introduced the Mayweathers, and it was as soon as the Mayweather name gets into anything,
Everyone's throwing in.
Mate, they all jumped. Everyone jumped in. It was embarrassing. And as I said in another interview, and this lady called me, said, "Listen, can you give me Barry Earns' number? I want to speak to Barry, get about getting us in the Saudi." He went, we'll pump the money into the Saudis. And that phone call, me calling Barry, was so embarrassing. So I rang Barry and I went, "Bal, is that okay if I give you a number? Can I give you a number?" And he went, "Look, I'll tell you what, George, don't give her my number. Here's my email, give her that." And so when Anthony Joshua ended up boxing in Saudi against Ruiz,
yeah,
she put a post up, mate. Like as if she had done it. It was so embarrassing. Like, and obviously then the Mayweathers being the part of the Bitcoin thing, it was like as if I was the person doing it all. Because my name was being, do you know what I mean? It was embarrassing. Like, yeah.
What did it come in through you to the Mayweathers?
Yeah, well, obviously it was me. Then we met Jeff Mayweather was training me, and fantastic man, fantastic coach, and but even the Mayweathers, like even Floyd, like the whole year I was living there, I only see him three or four times. You can't get near him anyway.
No,
he's entourage. He's like he comes and like even though you're in his presence, you ain't speaking with him. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people there.
Yeah.
And it's silly, but he comes for a reason. For someone that can't read and write, he's actually quite a clever man. You know what I mean? They don't
He ain't done too bad, has he?
They don't call him the money man for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
what happened with the crypto? What I mean, did you? Obviously, you hadn't actually put any money in.
But I was getting.
You was getting money out.
XYZ every month, paying for the Mayweathers, the apartments, the lifestyle. It was crazy. It was mad. Like I sit back, I look at it, I was like, it's mad.
But so the money, so I'm trying to get my head around how does actually they've put money in. So I take it they're saying that look, we're sponsoring boxers.
Oh,
so and then they're getting return.
So like, I use many. I've all invested in me. So now they say, right, we're gonna give George 15,000 a month to pay for everything. We give you 10,000 a month each, and you've only invested. But remember, this is 1,000 people all invested 2,000.
Right.
Yeah. So every month they've got their money back already, but they're being told they're going to get bigger money. So everyone's still thinking they've been done over, but they haven't. They've just been played. Does that make sense?
If they've got their money back and you've got money, someone must have lost.
It's the bigger one was
it Ponzi?
In the end, it fucking turned out to be.
So they've got their money back, but they've taken their money.
Yeah, so
they've taken their money.
So and because I was getting big sums of money every month, they're like, "You've been you," and I'm sitting there thinking, and all suddenly, then they went. We were sitting out there, and it was like, "Oh, COVID hit it. You got to go back home." I genuinely sitting there thinking, if Jeremy Beadle was still alive, I expected him to jump back. He we're only messing about. It was, and then I phoned my parents and I was like, "What's this about COVID?" And Mum was like, "Jules, that was in the 70s. What are you on about?" No one knew about it. No one knew about it in the UK. We landed back in September, December, lockdown. It was mad. It's crazy. It was, and then me trying to get my license back with a board, trying to get everything moving again.
How comes you've gone over? Was the plan to go over America and fight?
Yeah, that was there. So
Did you have any over there at all?
No. It was all being led up to one fight, and then that's how I put a percentage of that money back into the crypto.
Right.
So it just keeps going round and round and round again, and everyone. Listen, we was all earning money out of it, but when it started getting to bigger monies, that's when things started going a bit peaked on.
But what happens? What you suddenly realise? You suddenly ask for money, it don't come? Or?
Yeah, it was
because that's Ponzi's normally bleed out.
Yeah, so all of a sudden everyone's getting X, Y, Z, and then it was only me getting it, and then people messaging me saying, "What's happening? Have you been paid?" I'm like, "Not yet," and then I'll getting money through an account that was an overdraft. I'm like, "Why is it coming from this?" Like, basically, they've lent this money, like they've gone into their overdraft to pay me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, what's going on here? This don't seem. They're like, so we don't get done for fraud and things like this. Can we pay it into your missus account? I'm sitting there thinking, what are you on about here? What's going on? We signed a contract here, like, and then they hit us with, because of COVID. It was like we knew we like.
But listen, the thing is,
you'll see a lot of this in the.
But without being horrible, what COVID done for the markets was fantastic because obviously trading didn't stop. The crypto world
went mental,
went mad.
Well, all it was, they used it. They used it they tried to use it in their favour. Do you know what I mean?
But did they try and turn around? They just turned around and said, "No, it's all stopping now. You've had your money."
Yeah, but believe me, the only reason I'm pursuing it is because a lot of people think that it was me that fucked up out there. Oh, Georgie didn't make weight. Georgie didn't do this. Nothing to do with that. Do you know what I mean? It was nothing to do with that. It was because a lot of the people that invested in it, because they knew it was getting so much money, they went. A lot of them were like, "Can we just cash out now?" And that's what majority of the people actually did.
And then when they try and cash out, the money's not there.
Oh no! They cashed out, right? But because they're cashed out, the money of what everyone was meant to be getting each month then goes down. So instead of me getting 15 grand, it was coming in at like 4 or 5 grand. 10 grand's getting knocked straight off because that big sum ain't there no more. Because a lot of them are going, a lot of them get with cold feet. I want to take my money out. You can't blame them for that.
Yeah. Although I'm saying that if it's been returning, then you'd think it was going to last forever.
Oh, but it was returning.
Or was it COVID? They're pulling out because of COVID.
They're pulling out of COVID, yes.
Right, okay.
But I'm talking in riddles here, and I do apologise about it. But you'll see this in the documentary, and it gets explained a lot more.
Fuck that! I want it now.
It gets a lot better than explained a lot better than what I'm explaining.
I'm trying to get my head around it. So basically, they've gone over. They're sponsoring. They're effectively sponsoring you, but getting the idea is they're going to put the money in and get paid after the first fight. Is that right? Is that how it worked? Like,
No. They got money anyway every month, just like I did.
Yeah.
Right, but even though, say you invested 2,000, they say, right, George is going to get the big sum because Christopher James Pomfret was doing the trades all the time. Genius man. Give him his due. He was like he knew with that crypto. I ain't got a clue, but with numbers, he's like Carol Vorderman. Genius. But then everyone was getting paid, getting their money. Everyone was getting their money, but then it all started. So instead of going 15 grand to me, he got 5 grand to me, paid the bills. So I had no luxury.
Your bills ain't cheap out there, like obviously.
No, it weren't, mate. I had to pay the Mayweathers.
Mayweather's £1 a month or something.
And the rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just the Mayweathers, then my apartment, and I had a luxury apartment out there. Food. I had a chauffeur out there, like a chauffeur driver out there. I had to pay her. Listen, it was the lifestyle. it was a great lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie. It was mental. I mean, mixing with the celebrities that I was mixing with and everyone that I was hanging around with, it was mind blowing. It was
good experience.
Yeah, mate. It's giving me a little twitch now talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mad, crazy.
Vegas, just Vegas
And it would
on
only,
any level
and
is
it
good.
would only happen in Vegas.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen in the UK. It wouldn't.
So effectively, I keep going back to this, but I'm
Go on,
just
mate.
trying to get my head around it. You was ultimately endorsing this crypto,
Yes.
and then the Mayweathers have come in.
Yeah.
So people,
basically-
they're now endorsing it as well.
Yeah, of course. My
And that's
name,
why
my
it's-
name was endorsing it first, right? And then, but I'm George. If there was 100 people in the room, only probably 20 people know who I am. But if Floyd Mayweather walked in the room, out of 100 people know who Floyd Mayweather is. So let's bring Floyd in,
Yeah.
because then everyone's going to invest in it. If Floyd's investing in it, and he weren't investing in it, he was getting paid a lot of
Yeah,
money.
he's endorsing it.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Just like I was.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, he got he's mad, mental.
And
Crazy.
what's happened? That's now blown.
Yeah,
And you nearly got done for.
yeah.
Did you? I mean, you was investigated or?
Oh yeah, of course. Everything was investigated. And obviously my name got cleared, and everyone's. But there's still stuff going on that side that is, thank God it's nothing to do with me now. And
Yeah.
I've still got a Bitcoin in my that's mine, and that's staying mine, and that's for me and the family. But
You managed to get one out of it.
2.7. Yeah.
2.7 Bitcoin.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah. So yeah.
When are you going to cash it in?
Not too long.
Yeah.
It's being done.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, listen.
It's sky high at the minute.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mental, mate.
I remember seeing it at 2,400.
Do you know,
It dropped.
Do you know what? We when I first started it, I didn't know. Obviously, I'm just about to leave to move to Vegas, so we went down to Hartford Road in Enfield. It's the
Yeah.
only place it had a Bitcoin machine in.
Whereabouts?
It was a
Like the highway.
on the highway, yeah,
Yeah.
like on one of the Turkish shops.
Yeah.
So I thought it's the only way I can send some money. So I transferred $4,000. I sit there putting £20 notes all in this machine. It was so then looked at the number and I'm like pressing all the numbers in to send the money, and then I put the phone down, and then it's at 9. But obviously I've laid it down, so now it's a 6 to me. So I put all the right distance, and it said pressing 9. I press 6 and press send.
Gone at somebody else's wallet.
$4,000. Bosh.
Ouch.
I walked out of that shop crying my eyes out.
Yeah.
She's like, "What have you done? What have you done?" I went, "I don't know. I went,
Just made someone else's day.
I made someone else. Yeah. I went, I don't know what. I couldn't even say. I was like, "Don't worry, I phoned the bank and we'll get it back." And I was like,
Crypto, no
it's
chance.
crypto. It's
Yeah.
not even happening.
It's gone.
I'm like, "What do you mean? You can phone them up and get it back?"
Even if you paid it at a bank, if you paid another bank, it's actually like, say I paid $4,000 into your bank now.
Yeah.
It's actually up to you if you want to give it back.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no legal. No, listen, I could
is
be
that
wrong,
right?
but I'm pretty sure it's down to
Mate,
you.
it was. I got in the car. I got the baby in the back. There's me just crying my eyes out. She was, "What has happened?" She ain't even got a clue what's going on.
Where was you sending it to?
Well, he's meant to be sending it to Christopher James Pomfret for it to be sent into my account to pay the Mayweathers. And I said, he went, "Nothing's been received." And I sent him, so I sent the slip, and he went, "You put a 6 and not a 9."
Was you paying it into crypto?
Yeah, into crypto. Yeah, you put a 9 in a 9 or a 6, but because I laid it down, it was upside down. I stood there, I just burst out crying. I was just like, "What have I done?" And he was like, "Don't worry, we'll get this money back." I was like,
You won't.
"No," but it cost me in the long run. So obviously I go and get $4,000 out of my bank and put it back into the system. And yeah, God, it's been a journey, mate. It's been a journey.
Yeah, I can imagine, mate.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's been a mad one.
So the Mayweathers, obviously, that come to an end as COVID was kicking in.
Yeah, no, they still listen. We're still in contact, talking. Like we might be going out there and be doing a bit more stuff with them. Obviously, to finish off my documentary, because Netflix and ITV. Like, remember Vicky Michelle from
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, so her and Mark Forrest and her husband, the cameraman, they're doing all the filming for it all. But in boxing terms, everyone knows who I am. But walking down the street, I said out of 100 people, only 10 probably know who I am. So being with the Mayweathers and it's selling my documentary more than what I'm selling it.
You're trying to up your brand.
Yeah, they're making my brand a bit more noticeable than what I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the documentary coming out?
They're trying to get everything out for around Christmas time.
Right, okay.
So,
and that's going. What is that going on to Netflix?
Netflix, yeah. So Netflix, and then
Is that a nice deal with him?
Yeah, I leave that to Mark Forrest and
don't do that.
No,
Listen, we've been here before.
Yeah, no.
Be in control of that.
Yeah, my solicitor Aki, I leave that all to them now, and let them all deal with.
I'd say take an active role in that.
Oh,
being deadly serious.
No, I am. Listen, I am. I just have to be. I'm just being very careful in how I pronounce and say things now.
Yeah.
Because before I didn't have a problem because I spoke so freely about things. Oh, he must be lying. No way do people speak like that. And then when people find out what good stuff that's happening, it brings like bad. Do you get what I'm going?
Yeah.
So now I learned to keep my mouth shut and let's just crack on and put. So I've got a couple of years left now, mate. So a couple of years just to finish off my career and set the kids up a bit more.
What is the end?
The documentary.
What's the plan? I mean,
hopefully they'll win a world
boxing-wise.
title. Hopefully they'll win a world title on this BKB. If they put
Is there a rematch on?
well, hopefully it's meant to be on for October back at the O2.
What's the other fella saying? Is he up for the rematch?
No, listen, I can't fault him for James has been an absolutely.
I did see his interview. Yeah, he was very humble.
Being an absolute gentleman. Well, he knows. No one, and everyone in the arena knew that night. And but yeah, I've got nothing bad to say about him, mate, and I'm not going to say nothing bad about him. And a great fighter as well. Good.
He seemed like a nice fella. I must admit.
No, he was, mate.
And I think he's hard being that. I think we've seen it enough times. And he's very, it's very hard to come out and sort of like make it as if you won the fight when you kind of know you haven't.
Yeah. It's just it's an hard one, mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to sort of like, I'm never one for. I don't like even outside of this. I don't ever slag anyone off. I don't talk bad about anyone. It's just not how I roll.
You don't need to.
No, it's just not what. I've got nothing bad to say about anyone, and I don't want to be that person that everyone goes, "God, he half talks about it." I'm just not that. I'm just not that person.
Listen, whenever you're around people who are always slagging other people off, they're slagging you off when you're not around as well.
Exactly that. So I've got no but listen, hopefully we get the rematch in October, and the winner obviously fights for the title.
Is that 100%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's meant to be. If he beats me, he fights for the title. And obviously, like the Philippine the UFC fight when he ended up boxing for the title after me. So it was like 2 fights that I've should have won because I've lost them. They've gone on to fight for the title. So it's my time now. It's like no more. Stop talking, George.
Who's the sort of leader in that division?
You got quite a few there, but I think he's just retired. The Irish fella, Jimmy Sweeney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a 79 kid, but he's a tough. He's a proper. But I think I'm not too sure, but they might be all vacant there because I think he's retired. I think he said I'm done now. Spend some time with his kids. His wife's just having a baby, so I think
it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Good time to get him.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Push him out, yeah.
Save some
flowers wrapping the missus.
That's it. Save some of me looks.
Yeah. But that's a dream, I suppose, to sort of come out on top.
Yeah.
It's what we all want. Yeah, we all want to come out.
As I said, like in other interviews as well, it all comes down to my son. I was prepared to walk away from boxing, fighting. It was only when I said to I give the dad speech to my eldest boy, saying that you don't ever give up in life. If you want something, go out and get it. And he went to me, then why did you give up, Dad? What do you mean? Well, you reckon you obviously I had a minor stroke and things like that. And he went, well, you reckon you haven't had a minor stroke? And I was like, do you know what? I've got to go and do this medical again. And I went back and done all the medicals and passed them all. But, thanks to him for that. You know what I mean? I have to say thanks to him. Yeah. That comment. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't
resurrected your career.
Yeah. I'll be sitting here with you right now.
Yeah.
And talking about all the stuff that's gone on and finishing the documentary, and it's mad. And obviously me coming back out as well. All other boxers now jumped back on the bandwagon. Where a lot of people are like, so I'm. Do you know what I mean? I'm not Do you know what I mean? But
See, I think boxing's bigger now than it has been for many, many years. Which again,
huge.
Saudi, and as much as a lot of the purists who hate it, KSI,
oh yeah,
Misfits.
Listen, you can't knock them because it brings a different platform. Put it this way, my son, my 7-year-old, didn't know about boxing.
Oh yeah,
But he does now.
yeah. The dangerous thing is you've now got people who think Tommy Fury could probably beat Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
They don't understand the levels, but I think it's massive for the game.
No, it is. It's huge. But what's it doing? It's bringing a different platform to the sport.
Yeah.
And all that, he's going to smash him up and all that. And you've got someone that knows what they're talking about going, mate, that ain't going to happen. But you want that. We need that. We need that controversy in the sport because it gets everyone talking. Just like what Barry Hearn said to me when I was in Barry Hearn's office. Barry Hearn, Hillyard, what are you? I went, what do you mean? He went, what are you? I went, I'm a boxer, aren't I? He went, if you think you're a boxer, you ain't going to go very far in this sport. I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck am I? I went, what am I then? He went, you're a product. He went, now get out of my fucking office and go and sell yourself. I mean, you can't be liked. You have to be loved or hated. Yeah. Like a panto. Yeah. It's true, isn't it? If they like you, they go, oh yeah, he's a nice fellow. Women forget about you. They love you, Ricky Hatton, Frank Bruno. They want to come and support you. Yeah. But if they hate you, like Prince Naseem Hamed and Chris Eubank,
they come and watch you lose.
They want to come and see you get beat. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like being in a panto. You've got to be. You can't be that middle ground. That's why
the Furies, the amount of people I'll see, John Fury, fucking wanker, this, that. I said, listen, he's done more this week. No one's even talking about. No one's talking about anything else other than John Fury, which brings all the eyes on that fight. Totally. You know, that's why they're making so much money. Totally that. The brand.
The brand is huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like.
I felt sorry for him the other night, Tyson.
Yeah.
Like I felt like it was. I think it was on the cards. I think it was a 50-50 fight. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I think after I would have liked to see that. I would like to see him do it just because I think it would have finished off his journey.
Yeah. Did you thought he won it?
No.
No. Same.
No.
So sorry, I thought that's what you was trying to.
No, not at all.
Once again, I did. Like obviously we boxed on the same shows together, and like we had that short little spell when we was out in Vegas together, and listen. He's a lovely man. Fantastic for the sport. I mean, their brand is mega. Their brand ain't even big here, by the way.
No.
In America, it is huge.
Huge, yeah.
Absolutely huge.
And actually, the trouble is, what Saudi's done for boxing, where we always are, does he beat him? And we're not sure. We'll talk about it. Don't be stupid. He beats him. Now we're getting to find out. Yeah. And Tyson's record, it's not conclusive. Yeah. He hasn't fought everyone. You know, he does seem to have ducked a lot of fights. Not necessarily ducked. Well, actually, he probably has. I think he has ducked fights.
I don't think it's not so much ducked. Like when he boxed, remember John McDermott when he used to train with us. John McDermott beat him at the Excel Centre. Yeah. And never got a decision. Right, but then John wanted the Remax, and never got it.
Which is good business. Right. We don't, you are a brand.
Exactly that.
But I think the Saudi money's now. We haven't got to guess who beats who. I think we're starting to get to see it.
You're 100% right there.
Wilder, everyone had Wilder. Everyone had Wilder in the top 3. Don't even make the top 20 now in my eyes. He's gone.
But do you know what though? When you look back at it now and you think, all he's don't get me wrong, he's a devastating puncher.
But that's it.
That's all he's got.
That's it.
He ain't even got a boxing brain.
No.
He ain't got a jab.
Ortiz lost 8 rounds and then banged him out.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you it's his game plan.
Yeah. Or he says that after every. Yeah. Even when Tyson Fury, I was at that fight when they drew in Vegas. Yeah. And crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and he went, "Yeah, that was my plan." Like, what plan?
There wasn't a plan.
I was like, you must have been hungry.
Eat him as hard as you want. That's it.
You must have been hungry because you was eating a lot of jabs that night. You know what I mean? Crazy, but mad.
Where do you see the next 5 years for boxing? We've got a generation just tipping over the edge now, haven't we, in the heavyweights?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an interesting to see how Chu steps up to the plate.
I think it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I do really think it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Like the money involved in the game now is huge.
Yeah.
Every boxer's getting looked after. The families are getting looked after, and the money's going more to the boxers now than not to the managers. And
well, it's changed, isn't it?
It's
The old days of the managers being in control of the money and giving the fighters what they want. It's now money to the fighters.
Yeah, well, you need the fighter now. More than the fighter needs you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So and a lot of like, if I said to you right now, who's Anthony Joshua's promoter? Do you know who it is?
Yeah, I do. I was talking about him about 3 hours ago.
Wait, you think it's Eddie?
No,
it ain't.
No, not Eddie. No.
His own promoter. He's himself. Anthony Joshua is his own promoter.
I was
Right.
I thought it was the is it the I was going to what's that, the 348
No.
promotions, or what is it?
Well, he's a part of the promotions. He's a part of that.
He's part of it, yeah. But I thought his actual promotion seems like is it 258?
It's
258. That's it, isn't it?
It's 258.
Yeah, which is I know it's partly
it's him. Like listen, he's when he turned over that and Eddie Earns has got TV, so they do a binding. So now all the boxers AJ is a manager of all box on Eddie's on Matchroom shows.
Yeah.
But Denza, whatever.
Money making machine.
It's it. I mean, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had them boys come down when I had the gym round the corner.
Yes.
We had the AJ and that come down, like right nice fella.
Listen,
all his management team would come down as well. Again, like nice
what they've done
lads.
for the sport is fantastic.
Yeah.
You think after Ricky Hatton?
I'd like to see. I think he's coming back now as well. I think we've got a second win from AJ in a big way.
Totally. Especially going with Ben now.
Yeah. I think Ben's changed him completely.
Yeah, totally.
He's brought the old AJ back, but made him better.
Yeah, totally.
Fire in his belly.
A lot of things people go, "Oh, Ben was a bad trainer," because when he was training Tyson weren't knocking no one out. But Tyson wasn't that kind of.
Bivol don't knock no one out.
It was like bam, bam, bam. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was like hitting you loads of like flurries of shots, and then still going crack. And because he went over with Stewart and started training with him, and then obviously started knocking people out, everyone was like, "See, that's how he should be." But with Anthony Joshua, you see him how he's training him, different. I mean, two different fundamentals of boxers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think he'll he'll be champion again.
Yeah, I reckon he will as well.
Yeah.
I reckon he will just before he calls it a day.
Yeah.
I think he's got another couple of, just like myself, he's got a couple of years left.
I like the look of Parker these days as well. I think he's on a second win, isn't he? Like I sort of written him off a little bit a few years ago.
Sorry. The older boxers, the ones, especially the ones that they seem to be they're like the baddie in the games that you have to beat these to move on to the next level. Like they're the Parkers that's the Parker.
Yeah.
But they're starting to come back.
They're stepping up, aren't they? Yeah.
With age, they've got better.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself, I'm like a fine wine. You know what I mean? But they're getting better as they get older, and not taking more, taking less punishment.
Yeah.
And so they're not getting blown out in 1 or 2 rounds. So it's an exciting time to be involved in boxing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, like you say, just the fact that you're seeing the fights there.
Not just boxing, even BKB.
Yeah.
Like bare-knuckle boxing is the fastest growing sport in the world at the moment. You just think Conor McGregor's just bought BKFC. BKB's just been bought out by our promotional team. It's been bought out by BYB in America.
Yeah.
So and our fights now are in the
triangle.
Triangle, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only gonna, and that suits me down to the ground because no one can run from me now. You got to sit.
Well, I think that's all they've done with that. They've just created more and more action.
More and more, exactly.
Or taking away another corner. You know, it's
more and more action. So, and that suits me because I'm a short ass, and everyone I fight's a little bit bigger than me. You ain't running from me now.
Yeah.
You got to sit there and learn how to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take a licking. You got to learn how to bloody take it. Because I'm going to be giving them that now.
I like the innovation. That triangle ring. You know, you see something, you think, I fucking love that because they've dared to do something different. And it's gonna. Obviously, I'm not saying it's gonna. It already does. Yeah. It produces absolute brutality.
Action. And it's not 2-minute rounds as well. It's 3-minute rounds. So it'd be 5 threes.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not the 2 where we only went to, in our ones, we only do, BKB do 2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Because of the brutal of it. But
3-minute rounds, a lot of them don't go past the first inning, like you say. And I think when you talk about how the game's changed, I remember the first sort of few years, everyone was. It weren't a case of boxers going over. It was a case of bouncers or people who think they can fight, who actually can't fight.
Yeah.
And when you see them, like, I see some awful fights.
Yeah.
Awful fights.
Yeah, awful.
You know,
I mean,
one punch and they're gone. Because they've never actually accepted. They've never been in the ring before.
Exactly. But you see it and you do like when I boxed Lennon McLean's bloody grandson or whatever he's meant to be, family member.
Yeah.
Giving all the math over social media, and you sit there thinking.
I liked him though. I thought he's done. I thought social media was quite funny.
Fantastic. Do you know what? He's actually a really nice fella.
Yeah.
And he was selling it for me. He sold it more than what I did.
Yeah. But you need that. Listen, if you fire out to someone else and they don't give you nothing back, you can do it 3 or 4 times, but you end up looking like an idiot, don't you?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
You need someone to come back at you and have a bit of banter.
Yeah, and
it sells a fight.
He was brilliant for that. Yeah,
yeah.
We sold the O2 out.
Yeah, he had a good look.
Yeah, he had that. And
he weren't bad.
He weren't bad. It was the first round, mate. He threw a combination. It was so quick that it split my face to bits. Like, blood was just streaming down. I was like, I'm going to have to finish this now. Because they're going to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah.
Can we just add as well?
Yeah.
That George been boxing since he was 10 years old. Yeah. He's now doing bare-knuckle, and he's lost a tooth to a 10-year-old child.
No, he's a little bit older than 10 years old, right?
Let's end the story.
Why are you laughing? He was 16, all right?
Yeah, he weren't actually knocked out. The standing count.
I was on wobbling feet.
Yeah, what's coming? What's happened?
Yeah. So, well, you mean the tooth?
The tooth, yeah.
Well, yeah. I took a young kid on the pads and at your gym, and the kid missed the pad and hit me in the mouth. So, cheers, mate. Yeah.
Unreal, wasn't it? Unreal. After how many fights, like
hundreds of fights, and
how do you find the training? You enjoy the training?
I have to train, mate. Like, Cork over here, like, it keeps me. If I ain't train, if I don't have a couple of days training, I start getting a bit.
But you training as well? You enjoying training others?
I enjoy training, mate. You know what I mean? I just have to be doing it. Just
to be around it.
Because if I didn't do it, I'd be massive as well.
Yeah.
I'd be absolutely huge. So I only have to walk past McDonald's. I put a load of weight on.
Yeah.
So
I can relate.
Yeah. So no, but I love training, mate. I love like just being in the gym as well. I love it.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? I think for your mental health.
More mental health. I mean, everyone knows I suffered with back in the day with a bit of depression and everything like that, but it's.
But you're not alone, you know. And I think the differences you talked about.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, it took me a long time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt embarrassed. I was like, I'm a boxer, and everyone that knew me was like, I'm meant to be this art. Like, it's like, what load of rubbish. I mean, but it's how your brain, how you think. People think, and they don't.
It's like we said about the money, because I remember years ago I got done on a scam for big money, like sort of 30-odd grand, which I never got back, right? But when I spoke to the crime prevention, I can't remember whatever they're called, action, police action, whatever it is, they said to me that £1 million a day was being done in fraud, was being reported, but they reckon it was between £3 and £5 million a day. But people are too embarrassed to talk about it because it's as if it's a weakness that they've been done over.
Yeah.
And it's the same with mental health, where people hold it in because they want to try and portray themselves as being so big and strong, when actually they're breaking down inside.
Yeah, mate.
It's a horror. I've suffered.
Ruined. Yeah, I was ruined.
So many of us have.
I mean, I was ruined. And then when you try and talk about certain things, and then people go, look, he's a talker, him. Just talking. And because someone who's a bit of a face and a bit of a bad boy, and they go, yeah, he's a talker, and it just sticks. You know what I mean? It's like, and you're like, I'm trying to open up here. I'm trying to talk to you. You're attention seeking. You're like, can someone help me here?
You're just talking to the wrong people.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, well said.
You know.
Yeah, and it was just like, can someone help me? It was just like, I was talking to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I wanted was just hand put around you, like someone put their arm around me. So listen, don't worry, everything's gonna be cushy.
I think when you talk to someone who's, like 9 times out of 10, I'll reach out to people. If I see someone, and you can normally tell, and I'll see someone struggling, I'll reach out to them, whether it's social media or in the gym, in a pub, wherever. If I think they're low, I'll reach out.
Good man.
But you do that because you know what it's all about. If you'd never suffered with mental health, I'm not saying I'm not sitting as a manic depressive. I'm not sitting here as like I'm broken. I'm strong, but it don't matter how strong you are. Sometimes your limits are reached.
Yeah, well said. You don't know how strong you are until you start talking about it.
Yeah.
Then you realise, you know what? I'm actually fucking strong.
Yeah.
There was a bit of me that went, I don't want to talk because people are going to think, oh, look, attention seeking, he's weak, and he's lost a load of money. And you're like sitting there thinking, they're just looking at you, branding you all the time. You're getting branded or named with something, and you're just sitting there thinking, no, I'm not. I'm at that stage now. Like, I'm very, very comfortable in my life. I'm so happy with my family life as well. I've never been in a better place that I want to help someone else out. I want to pass that on. I mean, and if someone is struggling, I'm here to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to hide away from nothing. If you want help, or just even you want a shoulder to cry on,
there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly
just open
that.
up.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm here, mate. I'm here for you all
Especially,
the time.
I think the suicide in men is horrendous.
Mad.
Especially boxing's a very masculine sport. Building, there's so many masculine trades out there, and it's like on building sites. You've done the scaffolding and that. Like, people are frightened to show the chink in the armour, and they'll go home and they'll take everything home, and they'll, it's always the ones who are smiling and they're going home and crying.
But you think it's us men? We always go, oh, look at the women, look, sitting there always talking and talking and talking and talking, and us men, we don't talk.
No.
Because we get branded with certain things. That
I think it's got better.
Oh,
the last 5 years have done a lot for men in general.
Yeah,
it
has. Yeah.
And it's important.
So important, mate.
Because every year we're losing friends, and it's just not right. Not over something that could be
family, and it could.
And I think when you're low, that problem there is it's massive. When actually it's just that.
Do you know what? We were sitting and talking about this the other day, and I said, a lot of people will go, do you know how selfish it is to do that? Go and kill yourself. No, it's not actually selfish. This may sound mad. Do you know how brave you've got to be?
Yeah.
Do you know how brave you've got to be to actually go? We've all sitting there. I don't care. A lot of people we've all sat there and thought, do you know what? If I just end it now, all the problems, my family can move on and be cushy.
Oh yeah, you've got to feel really worthless to.
God,
I drove around 4 hours once, crying many years ago.
Yeah.
I drove to a bridge, I was going to fucking jump off it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, but do you know what? When people go, oh, he's a coward. Yeah, he ain't. He ain't a coward. Do you know how brave you are? You've got to be to do that.
Yeah.
You've got to have a set of balls on you to do that. I mean,
you've just got your mind's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's not the answer.
And it's not. No,
and
it's not.
You push the problem onto everyone else. Your pain's gone, but you're giving it to everyone else.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to fucking promote that in any way, shape or form. Talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't totally get what you're saying. It's not a coward's way out.
Yeah.
It's but it's not the right way out.
Yeah, it's not the right way out. No, totally.
Not when we see, every few months we're reading about someone else and someone's friend or our friend. It's just.
And more and more, it's getting people that we know and close friends now. Where before you'd be like, oh, I don't know that person. So it didn't really.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer.
Now, you're getting 20 just in your local area a day.
Yeah.
When I read the status on that, I was like,
I think it's the biggest killer in under 45s.
Under 45s, it is.
It is. Which in men, it's ridiculous.
But 20 men a day.
Is that what it is?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
All 20 could be saved.
And they could all be saved, yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone,
and we've seen this, there's been a lot. There's a lot of groups. You got the guy we had on a couple of weeks ago, Ryan. He's set up a group. Brilliant. Yeah, outstanding. The guy's he's had struggles, And exactly what we're saying, he's now helping other people.
Yeah.
Good group. You've got people like Dapper.
Yeah.
Dapper Laughs, good lad. Set up his group.
Yeah.
He's got 50,000 people subscribed to his group on Facebook.
Yeah, brilliant.
Mates, men and their emotions.
Yeah.
Like just getting
Oh, yes,
people.
sorry, I'm a part of that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's just normalising. It's normalising that we've all got these problems. 50,000 other people who've got this issue. It's not just you.
Yeah.
You know, like
I know it's an old, but it's actually okay not to be okay, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I know it's a cliche, but it is.
yeah,
I mean, and as anyone watching this, like anyone needs to have a chat and talk, mate. Just listen, social media, just message us. We're got no problems with giving a helping hand out and someone to talk to. Yeah, we're always here.
yeah,
Always.
yeah. That's decent, mate. Well, look, I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Send love to the missus for us.
Will do, mate.
And I know that I'll see you very soon. You have to come and have a session up at my new gym.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So,
I want to get that all booked up with Fab and Sab and
yeah, and Alex, yeah.
And Alex, yeah.
Yeah, good lads, yeah.
Alex is a top man as well.
Yeah, and we'll make sure we come down and support you at the O2
Fantastic.
when you actually can rectify the decision.
I promise
Yeah.
you, the next I will rectify it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there'll be no stone unturned on this one.
All right, I'm going to put a lot of money on this, so don't let me down. George Hillyard.
Absolute pleasure,
Top
mate.
man,
Thank
mate.
you very
Thank
much,
you.
mate. Thank you.